The father and son podcast with a twist.
3, 2, 1.
Attention.
It's the Mood Lounge Show with Pedge Tattoos and Marco.
You are
Tuned into the greatest.
Time to drop some knowledge.
Hey, welcome to the Mood Lounge Show. I'm your host, Pedge Tattoos.
I'm your co-host, Marco with a K.
Hey, so we're going to talk about, we just came back from a trip from Vegas.
Wasn't me, though. Yeah.
Marco got to stay home and take care of the dogs and
Totally fun. Yeah.
total fun. Be the man of the household. So I planned this trip a couple years back, take my fiance, but shit didn't work correctly. You know, her mom didn't come to watch her daughter. Whatever, that was then, and you know, I was like planning, and a few of our friends went, and I just was like, hey, you know what, let's just do this. Now, a little bit of FYI, I haven't been back in Vegas in 24 years.
It was 24 years?
24 years.
Mm.
Yeah, 24 years I haven't been back in Vegas.
Why is that?
I'd rather not say. Something happened a little bit over there, and I kind of like, they put me on this ban. So I'm off the ban. I was off the ban a couple of years back, and my lawyer said, hey, got all the paperwork for you. You can go back if you'd like. Never really thought about going back, but...
Till now.
Yeah, so anyway, I planned all this crazy shit to do and whatever, but I'm so out the loop. Vegas has changed dramatically. What I remember is parking was free at every hotel. The drinks were free. Even if you were at the bar, you didn't have to pay for drinks as long as there was a gambling machine in front of you and you were pumping money in. So shit's changed, and I think it's all because of the COVID. So because of the COVID, I think all this stuff has changed. There's only 2 hotels left on the Strip that do not charge parking. And that is the Treasure Island, where we stayed, which fucking by far was so lucky that I chose that hotel. And the Circus, which I'd never go to. It's a fucking dump, you know? But, so, I mean, we stayed at the Treasure Island. We got we kind of finagled our way with the getting a nice Strip view. But, this one crying in crocodile tears about, it's my first time. We're going to get married. She ended up boosting it, so we got the Strip view room. And you know what I did the minute I got up there, right? I said, hey, open up that big window. I want you to see the Strip. She opens it up. She's like, oh, my God. I'm just thinking everything else. Like, hey, yeah, we could put on a show tonight. So.
What, like moon everybody or some shit?
Well, here's what I did.
Oh, don't tell me you did.
Yeah, I woke up.
Oh, my God.
I woke up the next day after we did whatever we did. And we got like a little assimilated to the area. Because a lot of shit that's there, it's still there, but a lot of stuff is being torn down. The Hard Rock is opening up stuff. They took over Caesars.
Right, new things are being built.
Right. So it's really overcrowded in the sense that you used to have 25 feet of sidewalk space. You now have like Manhattan. It's like 8 feet. That's it. And there's like crowds of people going back and forth. We went in on a Wednesday. It was really nice. Friday and Saturday was fucking a shit show. But getting back to what I did the first morning, I woke up and I said, hey, Jay, check this out. And she's like, what? So I open up the fucking curtain. She's like, oh, my God, such a beautiful view. And I just dropped my drawers and I slapped cheeks onto the glass. And I said, welcome.
What made you do that? What made you do that exactly?
I don't know. It's just very exhibition-y.
Really?
I don't fucking give a fuck. And what was really funny is as I lay down on the bed, I look over and I see these 2 grease prints of my ass cheeks. Legit with the crack, like...
I bet you left that housekeeper, pissed.
We didn't let her come and clean the room at all.
Right.
Jay would just make the bed and just steal towels off her rack and be like, can I get extra toilet paper? And meanwhile, there was so much toilet paper in our bathroom, we only went through 1 row, So, but yeah, so... the first day was cool. We went around, and I started pumping money into the slot machines, and they were penny slots, but, dude, you bet 88 cents, you bet $3.88 before you know it, your $100 is gone. Wasn't feeling it. Not blackjack, fucking roulette, which is my game. Roulette, there's no more dollar minimum where you could just bet $1 and win. No, it's all now. I think we found a table for 10, minimum bet 10. And then 15. And then other casinos were 25.
That's ridiculous.
So you have to put $25 on the bet. Now you have to put $25 on the bet, even if you go on black or red. You got to put 25 there. Then you could put 25 somewhere else on tape. You can't do 25 on black and $1 on a no. And they try to fuck you by saying you want. They don't ask you for dollars. Like I said, let me get $100. Let me get $100 in chips, dollars. Nickels? No.
What?
Dollars. Because nickels, yo, dude, you take 3 chips, that's $5 each. You pump, it's $15, gone. And people like to play the fucking board, you know? But I kept feeling 36 was going to come out. I kept feeling 36. Played 100. Me and Jay, like, she was watching, she was learning, she was getting into it. She started, like, hey, I want to try that. So we went the next day to New York. So we parked in New York. We went across to the MGM. The MGM is huge. We saw that. She went to the M&M store, you know, blah, blah, blah. Went back to New York. We started playing at the roulette. I think we were there 3.5 hours with $100 each. And we were playing good. And every time, it was funny because every time, like, she gave me a $100 chip, I would put it to the side. So I'd play with my dollars and put the 100 to the side. And Jay's like, what is that? I go, 100. Ooh. Another one. Another 100, huh? I'm like, yeah. So she's watching me because I'm just putting the chips here. I forgot what I got up to, like 500, 600. And I started to, starting to bet, whatever. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to tap out around 4. Tapped out. Cashed in my chips. And there goes, dinner.
Did you get ID'd at all or no?
Not
like,
once.
I keep seeing videos and shit. Like
they ID everybody, but I guess I look old. I don't look fucking like. There was a guy that came and he was just like, "Hey, where y'all from?" And I knew he was from South California. He was just like, "Oh, SoCal." I'm like, "All right, cool," And then I was like, "We're originally from New York, but via Tampa now." Oh, wow, that's cool. This and that. And the lady goes, "ID." It's a Chinese lady.
Really?
And the guy goes, "Wow, I'm really flattered. Thank you very much." Guy looked.
Let me guess, he had like a Santa Claus beard or something.
No, he looked 35, 40. I just don't get it. Like, whatever. It is what it is. It's their policy.
They just do that so that fucking, if you win too much, it's like they just ban you after. It'd be like, don't come back.
The one biggest complaint I have, I remember Vegas being, an attraction that good-looking people were everywhere. I didn't see one good-looking dude or good-looking chick whatsoever. I was just pointing fingers the whole time, like, ew, what the fuck? Was she around radiation? Like, I'm not going to lie. It's the God honest truth, man.
Look like those cartoon caricatures you get at Universal and shit.
Yo, dude.
Was that bad?
Look, I'm not a big fan of Latin women at all. My fiance knows I just don't like the mannerisms, the attitude. I don't care. Puerto Rican, Dominican. I get along with everybody, but I've dated only sub like level. Like
sub level.
Like, look, out of all the chicks that I've been with and banged and messed around with and whatnot, man, Spanish was not my thing.
Yeah.
It just, they want to say Latina. I'm not going to say Latina because that means you're Latin. So that must mean that you speak Latin. You do not. You speak a subderivative of Latin. You speak Spanish. Because there's also French, there's also Romanian, and there's also Italian. So now are we going to call Romanians Latinos? Fuck no, they're called Romanians. So whatever you are, that's what you are. So I don't want to hear that balled up fucking Latina. I'm a Latino. Hey, I'm a Latino. No, you're not, bro. You're fucking Ecuadorian, South Salvadorian, Mexican, Chichawanga, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck.
The fuck is Chichawanga?
I don't fucking know, bro. They got these weird names out in the fucking middle of fucking Sinaloa, I don't give a fuck. But, so, it really just, the second day that we were there, I seen a lot of girls, Mexican girls, that are graduating, and they come to the Strip. I don't know where they came from. There's a lot of influx of Californians out there. That's another thing I don't like. I don't like Californians at all. I don't like that West Coast. You know, I've been to Cali 2-3 times. I just never, you know, like it just wasn't my cup of tea. I'm East Coast and I was raised a certain way and whatever, and I'm still not scared. I can go anywhere I want, you know. But it's a different way of life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can go anywhere in Europe and you could spot who's a gangster. You could spot, you know, whatever. People look at you, give you that fucking 300 fucking meter stare. You know. It's like one G recognizes another G.
Right.
Yo, but
over there, it's
over
literally
there,
fucking everybody either thinks they're a G or
no.
thinks of everybody as a G so that they fucking try them.
Well, so there's a lot of gangbangers out there.
Right.
So we went to downtown Fremont so I could show her downtown Fremont street experience. There's zip lines in the top. There's a overhead projection for like 3 blocks. You know, there's these gorillas dancing. You know, the music. It's a real cool scene. Problem being,
gorillas dancing?
Huh?
What do you mean by gorillas dancing?
Well, they had 2 gorillas, guys dressed up in like these air suits.
Really?
So what happens is it blows air and it makes them look.
Is that a
really
fucking
huge.
advertisement or something, or like I don't
No,
understand?
it's not an advertisement. No, we're not. watching
What are they trying to? What are they trying to
We're
convey?
not watching the Myron Gaines show. No, we're not.
What are they
watching
trying to
that.
convey by that?
Stop chimping out. No. So, ironic thing, the guy was white that was in the suit. So he was moving really good though.
Yeah.
He was like so. And then it had a live DJ playing the whole fucking area on the strip. And look, I just didn't like the vibe because it was in a shady part of town. East Fremont's very shady. You know, there's cops here and there, but it's just fucking shady. And between Chinese gangbangers, Mexican gangbangers, and the ones that I don't know what the fuck they are, Chileno, I don't know what the fuck you want to call
Chino? Or no, that's a
them.
type
You
of
want to call
panda.
them
isn't it?
Chileno? I don't fucking know what they're called.
I don't know at all
So-
what the fuck that is.
But I say that's between Chinese and Latino, so Chinino. I don't know. Chino. I don't
Just
know.
making up new races. now.
Yeah, whatever. So I peeped this guy. He was looking at me. I just like caught it. Like I turned around. I know he wasn't admiring my tats or anything. He was just trying to make heads or tails. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a different kind of tattoo. I have like a more of an East Coast tattoo.
Even then, you just have a different look.
Right. And he had a baseball cap on backwards. He had his sunglasses this way, like he's looking behind him, which I fucking hate that. That is such a fucking...
Who is he trying to throw off? Let me guess.
Dude.
He had a jersey on that was also backwards.
It's like,
his
yo,
pants
I
were
can see you
backwards.
coming a mile away, fool. You know, whatever.
You know how they say you got eyes on the back of your head, fool?
Yeah.
Guess what? Look behind me, bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I just did.
what the fuck?
I caught him. I peeped him. He peeped me back, but he gave me that like...
Did you peep him from the front or the back? Since
Well,
he
he
has
was
eyes on the
turned-
back of his head, apparently.
Well, I was walking behind him. Then he stopped, and we made eye contact. And he kind of just did a look, like a up, down, real quick, boom, boom, checked it out, and kind of went like this. Like, and I was just like, that's a stance. It's like make you move type stance. I just kind of like looked, went like that, and just kept, going about my business. And,
Right.
And it's an uncomfortable feeling because it's not my stomping grounds. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have my gun with me. I didn't want to take it. So, if I got to do what I got to do, I just got to make sure he ain't got like 10 other guys with him because they like to fucking jump you, But that element was around a lot. And there's like three types. There's the hardcore gangbangers. They don't give a fuck. They just want to start trouble. And then you got the guys that attach themselves to the group. They're always like the hangers-ons. They want to fucking make their bones. And then you got the fakes. The fakes are the people who tattoo their face. They put teardrops. They do all that motherfucking shit. Move from where they're from to another area, and all of a sudden, yo, man, I'm legit. They're not legit. So I saw in the hotel a group of Mexicans. 100% they were fucking from San Diego or L.A. But one guy was wearing zoot suit pants with white suspenders hanging, white dress shirt, bald, had a little bit of a triangle goatee,
What?
really thin mustache, 2 teardrops, tattoos on his neck. he had his leg up against the wall. He was just like, and he look. They always look down, like, and he just like
he always
looked,
got like a beanie or something.
Right,
like
right.
covering the whole face.
So, but he didn't have a beanie. He was just dressed to the nines, like zoot suit. And he just like looked. I looked back, and it was the typical epitome of whatever you see in the movies when you hear about the Mexican mafia and all the East LA gangs. So in that group, you have the guy dressed up in the zoot suit, and then you had this dude in a wife beater, socks up to his fucking knees, 3 inches of knee showing, and then the shorts start.
Really?
I'm not lying to you, bro. I can't make this shit up. And I think he had on black Converse or some shit. I don't, like, dude, bro, like, it was just epitome, like, hey, we're gonna do a movie about Mexican gangs. Would you like to be in it? And they just went up to these 4
Just
guys.
go stand there. Yeah.
Yo, dude. And then another guy, he had on a beige shirt, button here tied, open, and he had his hands in his pants. He had a white T-shirt underneath. And he was like this, and he had these baggy chino pants. Yo, like, legit, I was just
sure
like,
you're not describing a cartoon or something?
no, bro, I'm not shitting you. It was straight fucking out of a movie, bro. So, I mean, we made eye contact. I'm like, how I always say, I don't like to put my eyes down because it shows a sign of, fear and weakness. So I looked at him, and the guy's like, yo, and I just was like, yo, back, and it just kept going. You know what I mean? So, like I said, one G recognizes another G, but that situation get real sticky, And I didn't like that. Getting back to the fat Mexican girl that I was talking about earlier.
Which was totally on topic.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Mexicans for quite a while now, so I really don't care. Because that was my whole gist of the trip was like I felt like we went to Walmart. So we went to Walmart. We weren't even a mile outside the strip. And I swear to you, I turned to Jay and I was like, yo, I feel like I'm in fucking Tijuana. She goes, what? I go,
it was that bad?
It looked like Tijuana. Every building was yellow, red. They had these weird signs. Shit was like in Spanish. You need a, abodabo, avocado, whatever the fuck. Like, you need a lawyer. Like everything was lawyer. Every billboard, every other fucking billboard was lawyer, criminal, DUI, like smoking and driving, Look, walked into fucking Walmart, and I swear it was comical. There was 5 types of Mexicans. One looked like Ed, our old barber. And I mean, like, that was like...
For reference, can you describe Ed, the old barber?
All right, so a different type of... How can I describe? All right, big lips.
Just got to give fucking...
Big lips, not your typical, Mexican gangbanger from, from L.A. and shit like that. There's a different look to them, I don't know, like there's just so many different characters there. But this was like I guess they came from one town.
From one town.
That's why they all look alike,
right.
Okay? So a lot of inbreeding. I'm not going to sit there and say, no, it was inbreeding, bro. Because as I walked in, 5 guys looked identically the same, except one was more overweight, one had chubbier cheeks, one was really thin, and they all looked like they came from the same mother's fucking womb. Okay?
Really?
And then as we walk in, I'm looking, I'm like, yo, why is everything locked the fuck up? Literally.
What, everything
plate
was
glass, locks,
so wait, like
shaving cream,
everything,
shampoo, everything. So
fuck.
I asked in the hotel because there was a CVS. CVS, same shit. Everything was locked up. Hairspray, this, that. So I see the security guard with an AR, with a flak vest. I mean, like legit.
Wait, this was. Oh wait, was this at the CVS or was this at
CVS,
the Walmart? Okay, never mind. Wait, still for CVS.
So
there was a guy with a fucking AR and fucking
not lying.
a vest.
And I went up to him because he was white. And I said, yo, not for nothing. And I guess he heard my accent. And I was just like, I ain't from here. I said, but I've been hearing a lot of shit. I got a podcast. I said, is this legit? And he goes, yeah. He goes, He didn't want to say it. He just goes, So I was just like, yeah, the blacks, right? Like,
all right.
Dude, black fatigue. I have every right. I don't give a fuck anymore. So I read about that happening what do you call that part? Around San Francisco, the Bay Area, L.A., whatever. Them just going and looting. Well, it's kind of spread. It's parts of Arizona, all of fucking, Nevada, wherever they are, it is what it is. So, yeah, they loot. They figure people are busy, they're not going to do anything, and then they hire armed security guards. So it's kind of like, and then it's really inconvenience because, like, if I say, hey, I need a can of shaving cream, I have to fucking go get the clerk. The clerk goes, which one do you want? Opens it up, and they're busy as is because Jay was waiting to get some shit in Walmart, and the lady was like, well, we got 2 people working here. And, dude, it was like 15 people waiting. Like, legit, like, waiting to get whatever.
Why do they always do that? They understaff it, like, on the busiest days, and then fucking the days that they don't need people at all, that's when they fucking flood the store with
I'm going to be honest. I know why they did that. They're doing that because they're trying to fucking push out an element. They don't want those people coming in there. They don't want them to shop because, like I said, black fatigue a second ago, black people are talking about it, about black fatigue. They don't like these ghetto, idiots running around. They're really making the hardworking, not all blacks are like that. I'm sorry, not all minorities are like that. It's just a small number. But that small number gets so much publicity, so much airtime. It's every fucking where. It's just sickening, okay? We talked about it first. I think we were one of the only white guys to talk about that shit. I mean, everybody else started jumping on the bandwagon, but, yo, legit. I keep saying legit. What the fuck?
Why do you keep saying legit?
I don't know. Jay even told me. She goes, yo, where'd you get that word legit from? I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I need to change my vocabulary. But getting back to the
legitness.
To the legitness of how everybody inbreeds in the West Coast. Look, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I saw this fat graduation Mexican girl. Yo.
What do you mean by graduation? Like
she was dressed in the cap and gown.
She had a cap and gown.
With a fucking sash.
Had like fucking who's
Titties came out.
Serious?
Like a 21-year-old, she was a little overweight. But from here, her stomach just went like this. She wasn't pregnant. It was just her body type. And when you look at her legs, proportion to her upper body, very small. Ass was like hit with a frying pan. Bang! So it went ass to back. There was nothing. And that's primarily a lot of the Mexicans that I saw. Or there was the ones that were bone-ass skinny, hunched, braces, big-ass glasses like this, pin-straight hair. Dude, we went to a Brazilian restaurant. There was 4 working in there that looked like they all were sisters, but they weren't. You could tell that it wasn't like, this is my cousin Marta, and this one is, this is Valenzuela, and it wasn't that. It was straight fucking, it's inbreeding, bro. It is what it is. It's just like.
How's this happening, no?
What, inbreeding?
Yeah.
Fuck your cousin.
Well, dude, like, how? Like, why?
Well, look at Arabs, bro. They all inbred. They all look the same. I don't fucking give a fuck. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look, so I didn't like the changes that they did to Vegas. And I know it's because of the COVID. They did all of these changes. And now, instead of them reverting back to the other way because, hey, now there's no more COVID and everybody wants to come and spend money. Oh, no. Now they're fucking raking in money. I couldn't eat anywhere on the strip for under $150. Shit you not. We went to fucking Outback because we went to one place by the Grand Canyon. Holy fuck. Some famous fucking steakhouse. I saw they had Angus prime rib. I said, yo, fuck it. I'm going to jump on it. I told the guy medium. Brings me the thing. The shit was like fucking shoe leather.
Shoe leather.
Dude, it was tough.
You were eating a fucking tire.
I got like,
right.
I don't know, halfway through it. Most of it was fat. I was just like, yo, I can't do this. Left it like that. Her steak wasn't cooked. It wasn't cooked like she wanted. So the guy comes and he's like, hey. And then he gives me the, can I give you a burger? No. Can I cook you up another steak? I was like, no, listen. I said, it ain't going to happen, Oscar. He's like, well, okay, then, if you're not happy. I'm not fucking happy. I was like,
sound like fucking Cheech, bro.
Yo, the guy's name was Oscar. I'm not lying. He came over there and he did that, and that was Arizona. And it's just like they all talk the fucking same. Hey, So can I do something for you? No, you can't.
Could you imagine him walking up to the table? What can I get you two fools, huh?
Yeah, but you know what's funny? He was
What
a tall Mexican.
Really?
Yeah. So he wasn't like those little short 5'6" motherfuckers or 5'4"
with the Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah, this motherfucker was taller than me, bro.
Oh shit.
But it is what it is. He came back and did the right thing. He came back and I guess he talked to the manager because he kept saying, "You sure I can't send you something home?" I was like, "What the fuck would I want to eat home? This shit's gonna come out of my ass in a half an hour." So he just came and goes, "Yeah, I took your steak off." I was like, "Okay." So when the bill comes, I'm like, "Yo, why is the bill like $80?" Her steak. I was like, "Yo, my steak must have been the same thing, like 80, 90, 100 but
for a steak though."
Yo, dude, this isn't Morton Steakhouse. It's not fucking Smith and Wollensky, Peter Luger's. It's none of that. It's regular steak. So when we went to the Outback on the Strip, I was like, I know they make good prime. I like it. And not gonna lie, I had one of the best prime rib steaks. I was telling her, I was just like, yo, this shit was so juicy and so good, and the potato was cooked just right, and But yo, dude, the bill came. It was like fucking like $1.80, $1.90. Like, dude, I've never spent for two people in Outback here $75, 75, 80.
That's it.
Yo, this shit was like quadruple, bro. It's just expensive, bro. McDonald's is like fucking $20 something dollars on Mac. The places, they hit you. We went to this Mexican place down the block from the hotel. Really nice. They had like the water jets blowing, like, with the fans, and so you could be cool. It had like a tropical atmosphere. But I had one pina colada. She had a fucking frozen margarita. We had some appetizer chips. I had the fajitas. I forgot what she had.
How much did it come out to?
Fucking $2 and change.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, fucking drinks were like $18.
Not worth it.
Yeah, it ain't. I mean, look, now that I know, if we ever go back.
Is it like inflation, or is it just like they just charge you because you're there?
Vegas was always, hey, when you come out here, you're going to spend money. Okay, but now it's gotten to a point,
Sell your kidneys. like what the fuck?
I was wondering why I was seeing people with fucking scars on their back by the pool. I was just like, damn. Like, you want to eat? Give up your kidney. Like,
how much did you gamble with that? Like, what the fuck?
Look.
Yeah.
It was nice. The experience was great. I forgot what the drive was like to go to the Grand Canyon. And what was funny is, like, everything was looking...
Yeah, you did go again.
Yeah, but, dude, everything was looking so familiar. I kept saying to her, like, hey, this looks like somewhere I was with Marco before. But we came across. So we came from Vegas, but me and you came from Phoenix.
Right.
So once somewhere down the middle where the roads connect, I was like, this looks familiar. And then I'm like, this looks familiar. Oh, shit, this looks familiar. So I said, watch, there's going to be, like, three little houses, like log cabins, and we're going to pull up. I got to pay. It was it. I was like, this is exactly the southern rim where me and Marco were. So then I already knew where to go. Like, I knew that he had to go around and whatever.
Yeah.
And
still shitting your pants on the fucking ledges. And
yeah,
shit.
dude. She loved it. I was just like, fucking, what the fuck, bro? Like, I just got dizzy and, Look, it was nice. We went to the Hoover Dam. She was excited, so I kind of...
That's one thing I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Hoover Dam.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but knowing you'd probably give me a heart attack. You'd be like over the ledge going, "Hey, this is cool."
I take like 2 pictures. You'd be like, "Stop!"
Hey, this is so
cool.
Like, fucking insane, bro.
You're making me shit my heart.
Yeah, right.
Like, what the
right? Fuck? But like I said, next time we go, it's gonna definitely be a little bit more well planned out. Like, I'm gonna park in the fucking Treasure Island, and I'm gonna walk across the street to the monorail.
Yeah, I was about to say,
on the monorail, pay the money, and
walking everywhere.
Yeah,
which that was another thing that you were bitching and moaning about. Like, you were in such a sweat until you found the monorail, and you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was just like you really can't sweat because it's fucking 110. It's like a dry heat. So every time you feel like you're beating sweat, it just precipitates away. It evaporates off your fucking forehead. But I don't know. It was an experience, like I said, watching her going, ooh, it made it kind of exciting for me because I've been there like a fucking shitload of times, and I was just like, wow, is it so overcrowded? And she even said, so overcrowded. Why they got like 15 different shops hanging over the walkway? And I don't know, because the hotels used to be like here, and then you had, like I said, 30 feet of sidewalk. They pushed everything out, and they started building. So they have shops, they have fucking stores, they have dude, everything's lit up. I told her when we got out of the airplane, I said, watch, you're gonna see slots right the minute you get out. No. Got out, it was just like ding 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 everywhere. She was like, oh my God. I was like, even fucking Outback had like 4 slot machines in the front. Like, it's just.
Does anybody win on slots? I gotta ask. Like,
some people do. There's like a little gimmick. It's got to pay out time to time. If you feed it a certain amount of money, or you watch somebody feeding it, you go in there, you feed it a little bit, you can get a couple hundred, maybe. I mean, I hear stories, but I don't believe it. People are like, oh, I got 5,000. Oh, I got 8,000. Yo, my man, like,
no.
And it's always the same people that I hear this from. Like, yeah, so I went to the casino last week. Yeah, I fucking hit 10 G's.
Sure you did. Yeah.
Right. Where's the money now? Well, I put it back in the machine. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. I mean, they gamble 10, 15,000. They may get back three grand. Like I said, I kind of broke even. I wasted like 1,000 on gambling, and I got back to 5. And it kind of pays for itself. She got too, I think 300 and change, 400, some shit like that. She went downstairs. She's like, I'm gonna go smoke. So I'm like, bitch is taking a long fucking smoke break.
How long was it?
Like 40 minutes.
Damn.
So I'm texting, and she's like, shows me chips. I'm like, fucking. I don't care. Let her enjoy. I don't give a shit, But, like I said, the West Coast lifestyle and influence really annoys the shit out of me. I don't like it. I can't assimilate to it. It's bothering me.
Everybody's got a problem.
Well, it's bothering me because here now in Florida, they're Californianizing the West Coast of Florida. In the gym, I could spot fucking a mile away who's from fucking California. They have a certain dress to them, a certain tattoo, style, and the way they walk, like I could spot it. Like they got this weird walk. You could be Chinese, Filipino, white, Spanish. It's fucking same walk, same way. It's just, I just don't like it. It was bothering me here for 2 years, and it's just getting worse now because now I'm seeing a lot of California plates and Texas plates, and I don't like Texans either. Just don't.
At all?
No, I just don't. It's just that fucking West Coast mentality. It dripped in from fucking California into Arizona, into fucking, all those states. I just don't like it. It's just, I got friends that live out in fucking Prescott and fucking Phoenix and and you can even see them changing a little, like every time we talk and shit, I see pictures and they're just like, like,
right.
You're white, bro. What the fuck's with the Crip signals, man?
Right. Yeah, no, that's fucking ridiculous as shit.
I watched some fucking gang members and be like, yo, why were you calling me out? Like,
they type the emojis in the fucking comment section and be like, like where like it goes like this.
Yeah,
this,
right.
This.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
Fuck.
But so yeah, I just don't like it. The women are butt ass ugly. The men, I couldn't even sit there and say, yo, that's a good looking motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if this guy's good looking, he's good looking. Dude, it was fucking ugliness galore. And then I even told you, what the fuck happened? I remember 20 years, 30 years ago, women took care of themselves. Today, it's all Brazilian butt lifts, fake quack quack lips, cheek implants. It's like, really?
Right.
It's Angelina Jolie on fucking steroids. Like, whatever. I just don't like it. I told my fiance, you have nothing to worry about. Like, my eyes will not wander. There's nothing to wander on.
There's nothing to wander to.
There's not. And then she said the same thing. She goes, I'm looking to see if there's any no good looking
Seems
guys.
Like I'm safe. Like,
yeah.
Shit sucks.
I mean, the black guy's always going to look at her because they like her. She has that exotic look. So, the blacks be like, yo, what's up? What's up, man? Yo, can I kick it to you, sweetheart?
I don't think anybody says
hey,
that. Hey,
black fatigue.
I don't think anybody says that anymore.
What?
Can I kick it to you?
No?
No.
What do they say?
I've never heard that.
What do they say?
Anything else? I think so. I don't
Can
know.
I talk to you?
No, I never heard that before.
Well, you said anything else.
Yeah, but not that. That sounds like something you'd say back then.
All right,
Not
so here
today.
goes my son calling me out. I'm telling me that I'm fucking old and I'm trying
No,
to.
bro, I'm just saying that's just not. I don't think that's ever said anymore. Literally, like walking up to
So
a girl.
what
"Can I
is
talk to
said
you?"
then?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean,
All right,
honestly, I
people.
don't know what they're expecting.
All right, people, if you could drop a comment down
Yeah.
below.
How do you want to be approached?
How do you want to be approached? Hey, can I put my dick in you? Hey, you know what? I had this dream where I
you
was
report-
inside of you.
Yeah.
Can we make it happen?
I feel like people say that more now. I don't know.
Wow, bro.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
That's
I just never hear anybody say like, "Can I talk to you?" or some shit. You know what I mean? Like as a first.
You know, my icebreaker with Jay was, right?
What was your
I see myself in you. I swear to God. We were sitting in the car just kicking it for like, yeah, sorry, I'm using a phrase from 30 years ago. We were just talking in the
How
car.
do you not get arrested, bro?
Yeah. We're sitting there just talking in the car and we're talking, you know.
Now you
we're
tried
like,
that shit today. The cuffs are going on before you even fucking leave the car or wherever the fuck.
Well, I'm not going to talk to a 15-year-old.
Okay, dude. No, that's still using the line regardless. They're gonna be like calling the cops.
I didn't
on you.
say like I'm picturing myself in you forcefully. I just said, "Hey, you know what's funny?" And she said, "What?"
It's not
I
the
said,
details that make it.
I
fucking
could
bad,
I could
bro.
see myself in you. And she laughed and says, "You're crazy."
Dude.
But that was just my craziness that she got attracted to. So, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't care. Let's we were going to do 2 shows, but we're going to just do one. Let's talk about the problem with ice in California.
Oh, you mean the LA bullshit? going
Yeah,
on?
the ice
on
the
here?
ice raids. It's been happening for a few days now. They literally said
Walk into the Home Depots and shit and be like, "Hey,
so what they did was they started, I think last week while we were in Vegas, they were going to job sites. So construction sites.
really?"
Yeah,
And
and
just pulled up and said, "Hey, where are your papers?"
and they were outside these farming areas of Northern California where the Mexicans pick fruit and shit. So they would wait for them to go on lunch, and they would all go downtown to like a certain taqueria to get tacos and whatnot. They just waited outside. And they came out, and they just be like, "Excuse me, can I see some ID?" And, of course, the guy's like, "Oh, yo no habla inglés." You know, like, that was just like,
say it in Spanish, and they're
boom,
like,
boom.
"Oh fuck."
They did a quick fucking fingerprint. Oh, guess what? You're illegal. You know,
Whoops.
yeah, you missed your court date 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So they started rounding everybody up, and they were like, "Oh my God, they're just targeting the Mexican community." Well, if the shoe fucking fits, walk it the fuck out of the country, you know? Like, so, and then it got really bad. They went to a Home Depot, and I guess, you know, fucking migra, you know? What up? Look, I'm laughing about it because this is what I voted for.
Yeah.
I'm truthfully going to say this is what I voted for.
What I don't get is that people are being pissed off about this.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be pissed off about this exactly?
Okay. They're pissed off because they're anchor babies.
What do you mean? What?
So their
Anchor
parents
babies?
came here illegally,
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay,
had the
never mind.
kid, and they're anchored now.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a law in the books that states you can be an anchor baby, but if your parents get deported and you have nobody to be with, you need to go with your parents. And at 18, you can come back into the country, claim your citizenship, legit, just go in, get it.
Well,
And
that seems fair, doesn't it? I mean,
I think
you
it does.
still have it.
But look, the same shit happened here in Florida. We came here nine years ago. There was not a lot of Mexicans here. Okay, I didn't like when it happened in New York. All my friends that own pizzerias were starting to hire the Mexicans to cut, you know, the money,
Cut the costs.
Yeah, cut the costs. So they had 4 or 5 fucking guys in the back. They wouldn't be making pizza. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't gonna happen back in the day. It was always an Italian guy serving, and hey, what can I get for you? You know, the only guys in the back. Hey, how you want the spaghetti? You know, like whatever. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. Yes, they come in here for a better life, but they're not coming here legally. And I've said this before on the show. I came here legally. It's not that hard. There used to be set rules, and that's what you follow. And it doesn't seem like anybody wants to follow those rules. Oh, it's
But
so...
then everybody's getting pissed off that you have to follow rules when it's like you agreed to this by living here and doing all this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
And then
fuck.
it's like they want special rights for immigrants. The minute they come in here, You get food stamps, you get this, you get that. And I'm seeing nothing on X but people saying they cut off my Section 8. They only gave me $42 in food stamps. I got a family of 6, and I'm allergic to working. Yeah. No joke. I'm serious. I don't give a rat's ass.
I can't tell if that's a good or a shitty excuse.
Look, I don't know and I don't care. Then they caught this black woman. Dude. The black woman, she was hair done, fucking weave, lips, nails. I mean, she had those fucking nails like, yo, dude, $150 easy per hand. And she's over there buying shit on food stamps and pulling up with the, what do you call that? The Tesla car. And then they
what?
Yeah, she had a Tesla car.
Why do you have a Tesla if you have food stamps and shit, bro?
That's what I'm starting to. And she's like, "Why are you videotaping me?" And then she got like that ghetto came out of her. That could, that Katrina, like a fucking hurricane just came out. She was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck you up." You know what I'm saying? Shit. I got it like that. I got my food stamps. I get $1,200, and I got my fucking EV car. Whatever, bro. It's sickening. It's disgusting. Black fatigue. That's it. That's going to be my fucking sample. Black fatigue. Mm-hmm. I'm serious, bro. It's just retarded, man. I don't know. It's not even black fatigue. It's just I got people fatigue.
Yeah.
Stupid fatigue. Because I'm not going to sit there and just say it's the blacks, because it's not. I'm not going to sit there and say it's just the Mexicans. It's not. I'm not going to say it's the Spanish.
No race tied to this. It's just
there's no race tied to it anymore. Yes, black fatigue is the new thing now because people are getting tired of it, including their own. But I just think there's a certain stupidity out there today that people just...
Where the fuck did it come from, man? It was never like, at all, like when I was a kid, I never saw people, like adults, acting this fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong, like there were some pretty stupid people, and like you would see that on Ridiculousness and shit.
Sure.
Tosh 2.0, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? See on those shows. That's the stupid that you'd see. That was it. Don't get me wrong. There's still people that like don't know what the fuck's going on. They'd say stupid shit. Now today, it's like as an adult, just seeing all this fucking shit is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to think back where I started to see it go fucking south. Because I remember growing up in the neighborhood, if you got out of pocket, you said some stupid shit, you'd get the shit slapped out of you. It wasn't like you got jumped by 10 guys. The guy would fucking slap you around and then be like, yo.
And then that would be done.
Shit, and that's it. And then you'd learn your lesson to shut up or not get caught doing some stupid shit again. But
where did it go rampant?
I think around the time, like 2012, 14, during that whole Obama shit, we were being indoctrinated when it is transgender, LGBTQ, liberal, left, woke, and it just started to explode. You with the school, with the fucking bringing home, I got two dads.
Those fucking
I got two mommies. My mommy likes to sharpen her scissors on Aunt Betty. Whatever, bro.
Is that what the book actually said? Or are you just making it up, man?
I'm making it up because it sounds way more fucking informationally funny.
Yeah, no. I gotta check that book to see if that's actually in there, man.
Yeah, so
stupid.
But like I said, I don't remember. I think it was around that time because I remember when fucking Hillary's doing her shit and she got caught and people were having meltdowns. That's where it just exploded, the meltdowns.
Right.
And people got away with melting down. And it became like just, they started saying Karen, for the women. Oh, she's a Karen. She's a black Karen. She's a white Karen. She's a Mexican Karen. She's a whatever.
Yeah, well, Karen, was less of a meltdown, just bitching in general.
Yes. So it started with that.
But, how did that, that's been ostracized, when it started. Everybody's, recording and being like, oh, fucking Karen. And she's like, what? And it's that's been negatively reinforced. You know what I mean? So
it has.
How the fuck is more of it coming out if everybody's bitching?
I don't know. Like I said, I think each generation or each, 5 years gets worse, So, when you were going to high school here, I started noticing, but with the friends you kept, and I was just like, what the fuck's with this circle jerk of fags? I'm sorry. But, I know, Marco was that kind of, he was that kid that was, good with everybody. He was good with some jocks. He was good with, he was good with everybody. And that's kind of how I was growing up, But it was this one group of fags. It was like a circle jerk of, do what I say. You cannot talk to that person. Why? Because he won't suck my friend's dick. He He looks like a chick, but he's got a dick, and he won't suck this dude's dick. And I don't like him. He's ostracized. And if Marco, you talk to him, you're ostracized as well. And then
Dr. Seuss rhymes over here.
and I remember there was this one Asian. I remember pulling up.
Oh my
Marco was
God,
going to the
bro.
party, and I stopped the car, and they're waving at me, and I'm like, oh, these look like a nice bunch of people. And
Little did you know.
Marco's like texting me, hey, you can come get me in 2 hours, and I'm like, hey, what's up with the Asian girl? She's cute. He's like, yeah, I don't think she swings that way. I'm like, what? Yeah, I think she's I said, lesbian? He goes, that's not the
Kind of, but
he goes,
nah.
that's not the terminology, Dad. I go, what? Dyke? He goes, no, she's just. I said, what? She likes the scissor? Marcus just like, stop. No, Marcus trying to be all
I didn't
fucking
say that.
polite.
What the fuck, bro? I did not say it like that.
I know.
Clarifying for the
He
record.
did, and I just make a shit fun
Yeah.
here. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so she turned out to be a fucking twatsicle.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that
So
she
did
was the
everybody
she
at
was the
fucking-
ringleader of the group.
Yeah.
She's like she had
That was like every group though. Like I noticed, like there seems to be every group. It's like you got like a weird ringleader that doesn't need to be a ringleader, but is there for some reason.
and they
calling
always have
shots.
mental issues.
Yeah.
and they
Mental
and they
issues.
think by controlling the situation they're controlling, their lives, and they're not.
Yeah.
And then
And then it's like, look at them now. They're in fucking wherever the fuck. It's either college, a McDonald's, or a
Yeah.
fucking gay bathroom. You know what I mean? Like,
I
like, what
remember-
the fuck are they doing
I
now?
remember Marco telling me in school, oh, they're ostracizing this one person and whatever. Like they're going on social media, be like, do not talk to this person.
Yeah. Then they're just
So
talking shit.
in my head, I picture her wearing a brown shirt, black dress, and having a rainbow flag here. And out of dicks was the swastika out of dicks, and Marco's like, and in my head, I'm like wandering away in my thoughts, and I'm going like, all I'm hearing is like, whatever. But that was going on in my fucking head, and then Marco's just like, what are you pondering? I'm like, was she wearing a brown shirt? Marco's like, no. All right, never mind.
But she did have an armband.
Yeah, she did have an armband. What was it?
What?
It was dick swastikas. And they're coming. So as they're coming, it's like finishing the swastika.
That's why there's white in the fucking thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Heil Adolf. So, anyway.
Oh, speaking of racist fucking Nazi shit, did you hear?
He just caught me by the balls. Racist Nazi shit.
Hold on. Kanye's the new song. He had to release a censored version.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did you hear?
Yeah, I didn't
Did
hear
you
the
listen to
censored
it or not?
version.
It's
What does he
literally
say?
he replaces
Heil Hitler with
Hallelujah. The whole time. So now it went from
Hallelujah
racist to a church song. Now, like, how the fuck does that happen? man?
Okay, so this anti-Semitism thing is retarded because I have Kanye on YouTube reciting from Mein Kampf shit that he goes, you see, he knew. This is the awakening. Look,
I'm still stuck on the fact that during an interview, he went into his like closet or whatever. He's like, excuse me, real quick. Goes into his closet, comes back in a Grand Wizard outfit in less than
Black
5
one.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in less than 5 minutes, he just gets dressed quick, comes back in, is like, all right, so let's discuss, like, how are we not going to discuss,
the elephant in the room,
the fucking Grand Wizard in the room.
the dreidel in the room.
Yeah, like, dude, like, how are we not going to talk about that? Everybody's like, what the fuck? It's just like,
Look, I know Kanye's a little nuts.
this is my
but
ghost outfit.
He's always saying some shit that's fucking comes out to be fucking true. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and support, Nazism and all of that shit, but there was some good fucking points. Good points.
There's a lot of, well, here's the thing. There's a lot of questions regarding the Holocaust and shit.
Yeah, like the fucking number of dead
So,
people.
Yeah, and then like there's massacres like the Katian massacre or whatever the fuck.
I didn't
like,
know about that.
Yeah, like I don't know if I said that right, but like that's a completely different thing, and apparently maybe some of the Polish people in there got counted against the Nazis, even though that was done by the Soviets. And then there's a lot of false flagging going on, and there's a lot of numbers that are getting added up.
The
you know what I mean?
Romanians slaughtered in I don't know if it was Birkenau or Bukovina, whatever. It's an area between Hungary and Romania. And they there's pictures where they literally grabbed regular people, Jews on their own without being fucking told by Adolf Hitler. And they literally just fucking shot them, dropped them in the ditch, and the ditch was huge.
Well, that's funny, don't you think? I mean,
yeah, I think it's very funny.
It's funny in this year because every time we look back at it now, something's different. You know what I mean? Like, people are finding some random fucking little factoid or some shit.
Here's the one thing that really, really just fucking surprises the shit out of me. Nowhere did Adolf Hitler anywhere say we must exterminate the Jews. Like legit say put them on train cars, take them in mass areas and whatever. Yes, he did send them. He tried to relocate them to different areas, but they died of typhoid. They died of this. They died of that. And so many, I'm hearing like people that are like 60, 65. Oh, Holocaust survivor. What? How are you 65 and you're a Holocaust survivor? That shit was over in 1945. Do your fucking due diligence. You need to be 75, 80, 85. No, but they're changing the stats. They're doing all of these things. Now with this new anti-Semitism shit, they want to completely outlaw. Like what we're talking about right now, the Jews are trying to outlaw.
You can't talk about it?
You cannot talk about Jews in this light.
There's an amendment against that, you know that, right? Like freedom of speech?
Well, no. That when it
It's
comes
not
to the
hate
Jews, it doesn't revolve around them. Everybody's saying shit about, like when they ask people, like, there's a mayor's race in New York, and what's his name? Is it Mario Cuomo or Andrew? I fucking forgot the Cuomo family. They're fucking bunch of fucking gangsters in politics. Anyway, he was the governor, and he got fucking kicked out. Now he's fucking running for mayor. 4 other people that are running for mayor. One is, I think, I don't know if he's Muslim. I don't know what he is, but they kept saying to him, "Are you gonna visit Israel?" He goes, "No, I'm gonna visit my constituents here. Yeah. I'll deal with the Israelis that are in America, in New York, and this and that." Everybody else was like, "I would go to Israel." Fucking Cuomo was like the first one. He goes, "My first thing when I become mayor is to go to Israel." Yo, dude.
You're a governor here, not fucking wherever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, not in the bumblefuck nowhere. But
look, this shit is coming out.
Why is it such a fucking issue, though? Like, it's not over here that it's happening. You know what I mean?
Well, look.
It's not affecting us in any way, at least that I'm fucking seeing. You know what I mean?
I agree that Israel has a right to exist. Yes. But at what cost? Like for them,
is it our duty to fucking give them all this shit now? Like, what's next? We got to give them nukes.
Listen, I don't.
Is that the next step?
They already have nukes.
Okay, so why are we meddling around? Let them use them. Like what?
Because we need to try to be friends with them and control them because they will just go and start nuking Iran and Syria. They're doing it as is any which way. They're not nuking, but they're fucking sending planes and they're doing this and they're doing that. I think they just need to cut aid. They're giving aid for free. No, I don't think we should be doing that. If you want to do that, you got to help everybody else in the fucking world, not just them. They don't run the fucking world. But then again, they do. The Rothschilds, the banking system, the yada, yada, yada. We can go down this fucking rabbit hole all day, Marco. And I don't want to because my opinions are mine. And I don't need to be like fucking getting more fucking, hate shit. Because, dude, out of nowhere the other day, I got some fucking black guy calling me a dumb white-ass cracker. Legit. He fucking DM'd me on TikTok. And it says, "Would you like to accept this message?" So I look at it. And it says, "Dumbass white cracker." I said, okay. I accept. And I say,
of course you accept it and start at
hold up.
Come on, man.
So I accept. And then I say, "Fuck your mother." And then I go, report, harassment.
You fucking
report, harassment, block.
Really?
Yeah. I just,
Dude,
I found out that when people go back and forth with you, so like on Facebook, I'll comment on somebody's post, and then somebody comes to me and goes, like I'll give you an example. The other day they were saying something about Russia, and you know how I feel about that. And I said, yo, if Russia wanted to end this war, 3 days. 3 days. So this guy, I don't know who the fuck he was, read my comment, came back. Really? You really think that Russia could win? How long has this war been going on? Russia lost 2 million people, which those facts are not true. So, I dive a little deeper and I respond to him. And I said, my man, read what I just said. If they wanted to, they could end it in 3 days. 3 Orishnik missiles with nuclear warheads will wipe out Kiev, Odessa. That I go, it's Russian-speaking territory. Let them fucking have it, you know? It's called Ukraine for a reason. It's the last frontier, the last border. This guy comes back at me again. You're dumb. You're fucking idiotic, blah, blah, blah. So then I just was like, okay, this is not engaging anymore. So I said, you're an idiot. You're probably a Jew. And I just like bombarded him. Block. Boom. He can never contact me again. So now he's going to have to read my message, stir in his shit and be like, motherfucker, what do you mean he blocked me? You know? So now he has to go out of his way to say, right. This guy, because none of the texts that we had going back and forth are going to exist now. So he can't even, like, what was that guy? I don't know. He tattooed fucking wannabe mobster, you know? Whatever. So, yeah, so I took care of this black guy. He called me a fucking white dumbass cracker.
Crazy
and then I just said, yeah, fuck your mama.
Just said
your
fuck
mom's.
Your mom
your mom's, bro. I was in your mom's yesterday. Go ask her how my cream tastes. Hey, you know your mom likes cream in her coffee? So, I don't, whatever, bro.
Dude.
So, yeah, so let's get back to these riots, man.
Yeah,
so
that was completely fucking off topic, bro.
But that's what this show is about, getting off topic.
Yeah.
We got to change that from fucking, you know, the podcast with a twist. Yeah, no more with a twist. Now it's just like never fucking staying on topic. Pedge Tattoos and Marco always staying off topic. You know, actually, it's more
always
me.
Forgetting what the fuck's
Marco's
going on.
always trying to get me back on, but
yeah.
I'm just always the
We're
one
always
like,
talking about some weird ass like tits or ass or some shit, and now it's like,
yeah.
Anyways, back to Planned Parenthood.
Hey,
like,
so
dude.
Talking about tits and whatever the fuck you just said, I bought keychains for everybody. So I got me a keychain. It was really cool, but it's a pink dick. It's like this big. It's a pink dick with balls. And
this
then
is not an excuse to put a pink dick on the screen, by the way, just so you know.
I'm gonna put it up the picture.
All right, great. He's gonna put it up anyway.
So on it, it's got a heart, a pair of red dice, and the Vegas sign. Welcome to Vegas. So Marco's like, but why a dick? I said, I don't know, it just reached out to me. Like, it just said, put me on your keys, because I'm a dick. So, you know, I'm not a pink dick, but I'm a dick. You know, I saw it and I was just like, dude, do they have a boob? You know, I was trying to get Marco some fucking crazy shit out in Vegas, but they kind of like stopped with the adult shit. So
why?
I don't know. I got him a mug.
Yeah,
it's a fucking
titty mug.
Tit that you could literally suck it out through the nipple. That says the breast of Vegas. Whatever. And I got Marco at fucking Las Vegas. What was it? Las Vegas County Jail.
Yeah, Las Vegas County.
Yeah, it's an orange shirt with the fucking numbers across the back and on the front. You know.
Yeah.
Marco loves that. Wore it to the fucking gym. Like everybody was staring at him. Like this guy just
it's
break
a
out.
bright ass fucking orange shirt. You know what I mean? So like it's like hard not to see.
Yeah. So
but that shit was more comfortable than I thought.
Yeah. Really?
So, yeah. I don't know why.
Cool.
You know they wouldn't make prison clothes too comfy, but.
Yeah, well, that's not a prison.
I know
issue.
it's something else. It's
I think
not
you got to look at the name of the fucking the T-shirt company, because a lot of companies are Gildan. Gildan makes a lot of T-shirts if you want to make custom shirts. So people buy Gildan and then just screen print what they want on it. So maybe I'll look into that when I get new T-shirts. I'll look at Gildan, see if I just don't like it to be too heavy.
Subtle ass advertisement.
For Gildan?
Yeah,
Gildan,
like,
hey.
Look to Gildan. Like,
hey, I'm going to look to Gildan if they give me a good price.
Yeah.
You know? Did you catch me winking? Okay.
He's still going on.
Hey, look, 666. Anyway. So getting back to the riots, there was a riot in my mouth. No.
Okay, what the fuck?
These Mexicans were just coming everywhere. He's like, arriba, arriba, ándale, Pedge's mouth. Boca, boca,
you
boca.
picked him up from Home Depot for a different kind of work.
Yeah, right?
Anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that reminds me, there's a guy that was on the fucking internet where he went to Home Depot, picked up these Mexicans, I forgot where, somewhere in Arizona or some shit, and he goes, trabajo, tu quiero trabajo, and they're like, sí, sí.
What, did he take him to the border or something?
No, he took him to the fucking immigration office.
Really?
Legit, like, took him straight to whatever that fucking border patrol or whatever. And they weren't realizing until he got into the parking lot, and then they just started to run like rats, you know? And the guy's, where you going? I thought you guys wanted to work, you know? Like, dude, hail to that guy, bro.
Yeah.
That guy was fucking genius.
Yeah, back on these riots.
Delicious. What? So I played a lot of Soda Crush while I was gone.
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush, Soda Crush, same shit.
Yeah.
Delicious. Advantageous. Watery asshole. I don't know. That'd be my version.
That's your version?
Yeah, I'd make it all perverted and be like, you know.
Liquid diarrhea.
Oh.
I don't remember having corn.
Engorged penis.
Blue balls. Hemorrhoid.
Water-based lube. I don't know.
Vaseline.
Silicone lube. Vaseline burns.
I
don't know.
I don't know.
Why would I know if Vaseline burns?
I don't fucking know. Well, you just said it. You claimed it a second ago.
I didn't. I just said, nah. Why would I know? KY jelly. I hate KY jelly because every time I used to go and have my prostate fucking examined, I always get, like in New York, I always get those big-fingered Jewish doctors, and the guy'd be like...
You sure it was the finger they were using?
I swear to God, yeah, it was. It was the finger.
You sure?
Because
Okay.
he just went like this, and then put all the lube, and he was just like, let's go, drop him. Didn't even give me like a heads up, give me a little twirl around the asshole to prepare me. He just rammed two fucking guy grabs my fucking lunch, goes around my pancreas a little bit, comes back out and goes, yeah, you're bleeding. No shit, bro. You just
I
fisted
wonder why.
me.
Like, what the
You just fisted me in the ass, bro. Like, what the fuck was that about? Now, I had a great Jewish doctor, Dr. Silverman. That was my, the fuck was he? Gastro doctor. Yes, she just told me gastro. So when I had the cancer, and then I had, I had to keep going for colonoscopies to make sure the polyps don't come back. They're not cancerous, blah, 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 blah. So one of the first times that I went into him, he saw that I was a comical guy, so he decided to throw a little bit of humor. So I swear, bro, he had this lab coat on, and I remember like being tapped like this, and I was like, and I'm coming out of that stupor, and I look at him, and he just goes, zip, and I go, and I felt my ass so loose, like, dude, you could have fucking took a fucking semi and drove it right up into my ass, bro. There was no muscle control. And as he's laughing, he's going to me. He goes, I'm just joking. And I'm all, yeah. And he goes, that's just natural. Just let it go. And I'm going, literally.
The whole time you were just letting go.
Dude, I could not control. There was no muscle control, nothing. And as I get up, it's, and then she's like, okay, I'm going to walk you to your room and she's walking me. And I'm like,
every step you took, he's like,
yo, dude, every step I took, it was like a mariachi band was following me. It's like, it was just bad, bro. And what's funny is they let me stay in the room, and then I'm like kind of in and out. But I hear like dueling farts. So I'm going, the guy next to me through the wall. I hear another lady going, oh my. I'm like, what the fuck? So upon leaving, because we have to go and see the doctor, once we're ready to go, we have to talk to him, and he says what he found. In the lobby, to see these people and put a face to the fart, oh my God. Everybody's just with their heads
face
down.
to the fart.
Yeah, everybody's just like this, like, yeah, you heard me. And I'm all like, yeah, but mine was louder and more wet,
Dueling asses. Bro.
Yeah, I swear to God, bro. It's like our dueling trups. This is going to be big. It's coming out of my ass. It's a mariachi band. Yes, ICE is going to take all the mariachi out of L.A.
It's loudest in the whole hospital, I said. It's fucking incredible.
Oh, my God, bro. I love that
Dr.
one.
Silverman has never heard anything like this. I said while I was talking to him, he said, this is fucking incredible.
It's incredible. It's so huge. Huge.
It's so loud, so long.
So long. So
This reminds
delicate. Where are we going with this?
I don't know.
L.A. riots.
Yeah, L.A. riots.
I keep looking
Horrible.
at the TV.
Fucking bad.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, I'm sending out the troops. I have to. I can't do this anymore. The National Guard is coming out. They're going to pepper spray all the Mexicans. Maybe it's a bad idea to pepper spray them. They like everything spicy. I don't fucking... Dude, this is bad.
Oh my god, man, we were doing anything but talking about.
The Mexicans are just like, God, give it to me, man. I can take it, bro. I put this on my
Are
tacos.
these guys are fucking psychos.
They're
This is
psychos.
ridiculous.
They're waving flags. They're not waving American
I've never
flags.
seen any pride flags like this before.
Oh my God. They're proud of a bird. It's a bird. It's a bird. It's not. We have an eagle. This is a bird. Our eagle will
This is their
fuck that
rooster.
bird up.
This is their rooster in
Stop
their
the
backyard.
bullshit. Stop the bullshit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where do we go with that?
I don't know. LA riots.
LA, right?
For some reason, we can't touch the LA riots. So, anyway,
Do we even want
National Guard came out.
National Guard.
I'm doing still fucking Trump in my voice. It's like,
Man.
yo, dude, I don't know. You know, Marco, I got to give Marco credit because Marco started this whole Trump thing.
I haven't practiced. I still need
But
to
no,
fucking
dude,
practice,
you just
dude.
why I cackled like a hyena is because it was so perfect.
It's just
you
some
had the
words I could get.
mannerisms.
Some
You
words I
know,
could get it.
it's phenomenal.
Longest fart I said.
Yeah, I
This
swear.
shit was so long. Longest ever.
Oh my God, it was the most shittiest fart.
I'm setting world records in my administration for this most longest fart. You
My
know?
fart was so good. It had chunks of food in it.
We're gonna be renaming the Guinness Book of World Records to the MAGA farts. It's gonna be fucking incredible. I will have all the world records.
Let's make farts great again.
Let's make Taco Tuesday the best Tuesday ever.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna supply the mariachi music through my ass.
We will be doing deals on toilet paper. Okay, I don't know where else to go with this.
We want to give the Mexicans jobs. Just the legal way. Pick our fruit and don't fart. make farts
We'll
great
be
again.
making 30,000 new jobs now. It's called the Ass Wipers Guild today.
Oh my God, bro.
Okay.
Dude, this. All right, so fuck the LA riots.
Yeah,
but
fuck the LA riots.
look, it is what it is. The LA riots are the LA riots. The National Guard is out there. They're fucking overturning cars, setting shit on fire, and then they're trying
Yeah,
to say
and they're
they
being
did this
and
on
they're
purpose.
being called peaceful protesters, which once again we've already seen enough with Antifa, which is so stupid.
I don't think you should be waving another country's flag. You could be proud to be Mexican American. That's fine.
Yeah.
The American flag is first.
I think
First and
Yeah, I
foremost.
think in any form of protest or insurrection or any kind of like violent shit, like waving your own country's flag kind of seems like
But wait a
I'm
second.
not gonna call it like an invasion, but it's like you're
It's an
destroying
insurrection.
property.
It's an insurrection.
Yeah, and you're doing all that shit.
I
That's
don't-
not exactly right.
I don't understand what you just said.
What?
Your country's flag. If they're here, this is their country.
Yeah,
So if you got a green card, you need to show allegiance.
right. Not to your
Don't-
ethnicity.
Don't do
more
what
to
you're
the country.
doing. Where you come here, you work for 15 years, and you build a triplex in fucking Mexico. You feed fucking half the village, and then at the end, when you turn 65, guess where you retire? Not in the United States. You go back over there. You take your fucking $2,800 pension, and you live very comfortable.
Right.
I want to bring my cousin Sleepy, Snoopy, Lazy Eye, Fat Ass.
Stop trying with that last one. Okay. Yeah.
I know Guadalupe used to clean my
They call
rooms.
the
She had a fat ass.
female fat women. By the way, Mexicans specifically, they call them tortas. So
Are you serious?
tortas, yes,
huh?
tortas. Yeah.
Wow, bro.
So just so you know, I'm not saying that. I don't think it's the Mexicans that call them that, but that's just the name that's going.
I
around.
have yet to
It's tortas.
see a good-looking fat Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I see
Doesn't
videos.
exist. It never existed.
It doesn't.
Just so you know.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Um,
It's horrible. I don't know.
they have plump Mexican women, but then they just
There's a line that gets crossed. It's like too much, and it's
Look,
like boom.
look.
Yeah.
Not that I'm fucking trying to just try to sit there and like toot my own horn and shit, but my fiance's got nice thick legs. I mean, calves, thighs, ass. She's a little plump on top, but it fits. It goes good. Mexicans have Spanish in general don't have calves, thighs. Not above the knees. There's nothing there. Just thighs and
That's
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I just don't find that attractive. But like I said, I watched a couple of chola videos where the women are like, they got their hair, they got the bandana like this. They put way too much fucking eyeliner on. They make a line. They put fake fucking lashes. They draw a black line on the outside of their lips, and then they put deep red on the inside. I don't know why they do that. It's retarded. And then they dress like they're men. like the cholos, you know, and they just like, yo, you know what I'm talking about, you know. You know, whatever. But I just don't. That's just. I don't like it. They're not pretty. They're not. There's some. I'm not gonna sit there and lie. They're a Mexican background, and it's a diamond in the rough. But they just, you know, they just don't fucking, you know.
Right.
They just don't grab me by the poo-poo, bro. I just don't like them. I can't sit there and say that they look good or whatever.
Which they don't.
They don't. So
it's just they don't.
I mean, look, it's your cup of tea. If you like it, you know.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah, it's on you. But you know, in the words of Trump, not my cup of tea. Not in the cards.
It's going to be banned.
It's going to be banned real soon. Once I bring out the federal troops. All right, let's end this show. We're not going to be talking about this riot shit. Ain't going to go anywhere.
I don't know how the fuck we didn't even get on that.
I don't know. They're going to fucking deport like 3 million people tomorrow.
Yeah, and the topic's going to be done before we even get to it.
But we mentioned it.
We mentioned it. It's all
We
right.
did it with our twist.
Yeah. And what was our twist? Talking about shit. Fucking anything else.
Make farts great again. Make farts smell again.
We'll be signing the colonoscopy bill. You know, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that.
What would make farts great again be? Motherfucker? Motherfucker?
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker, man.
The motherfucker bill.
Mega motherfucker. All right. Done.
All right.
So, on me. Hit the like.
Comment down below.
Subscribe.
Hit the notification bell so you don't miss us.
Share our videos.
Don't tag anybody and listen to Instagram.
We'll catch you on the next time of the Mood Lounge Show. Peace.
Motherfucker.
Don't be rude.
Get the fuck out of here.